shoulder internal rotation, ballistic isometric. So a couple of ways we can do this setup. I've got a strap here. You don't want a band, you want something that doesn't have any give. So if I'm, say, doing my left arm, I'm going to get into position here, get into this internal rotation. I like to sort of just put my hand, elbow, on my knee here. And then I will use this to pull, so just by kind of coming out, it'll pull me into internal rotation. This one's sort of tricky to make sure that you're keeping your scap and shoulder down, because obviously we just want to be rotating your arm while we do this. So ballistic isometric means I'm in this position, I'm holding a stretch here. But what I'm not really doing is I'm just contracting to hold still, because this is trying to pull my arm out and I'm sort of leaning over to get this stretch. What I'm going to do here is I'll get into this stretched position and then I will try to rotate back up, so a Pale's contraction, but instead of ramping up the intensity, I'm going to go from 0 to whatever the prescribed intensity is instantly. So take a breath. Again. Done. So it's ballistic because I'm getting to the required intensity instantly. It's isometric because there's no movement. So you can do this with a strap, or you can do this with with no strap, just your hand, right? So you can literally just have my hand down here. So I'll go 3. And that's a ballistic isometric. So what you'll probably be doing is doing this for a period of 2 minutes, and over the course of that 2 minutes, you'll be doing a series of dynamic isometric contractions. Your program will tell you what sort of ratios you're doing it at, but it'll more than likely something like a 3-to-1 work to rest ratio, which means if I'm here, I go 1, 2, 3, relax. 1, 2, 3, relax. And so on and so forth. And it's important to do it at the required intensities. We might tell you to do it at 20 or 30% to start, where you might get up to 70%. You may even get up to 100%. 70 and 100 aren't necessarily better or worse. They're just very different. 100% is a neurological adaptation. Anything less than sort of 80, which will be your 70, and below is biological. So it'll be there for a reason, not because you can or can't do certain intensities. The other thing I'll point out is that what I'll get you to do while you're doing this is not just do it in one specific position. So as an example here, I've got my arm out straight. What I'll probably want to do here is also rotate out. So I've got doing my arm at a slightly different angle, but you also won't necessarily having to be doing it right down at the end of your range. So I can do it up here, you can do it down there, and you can do it down here. Those few different positions while you're doing it are going to hit slightly different bits of tissue, which is what we want. So just really quickly, if you wanted to say, if we're starting up here and you go boom, in your rest period, I'm still pushing down with this hand, so I'm forcing this to stay contracted. I don't want it to completely relax here. I still need some contraction there, but it's a holding contraction because I'm trying to push down here. So let's say we do it here for say 40 seconds, and then as I move to a slightly different angle out here, I'm keeping this tension. As I just move around, I'm now at a wider angle. Go again. And then I might get down at a slightly bigger rotation here, and then go again. So, shoulder internal rotation. Ballistic isometrics, you will more than likely be doing it for a period of 2 minutes. Keep that tension, and then ballistically, boom, up to whatever the prescribed intensity is for the 3 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever it is that you're told to do, and then rest in between for a total of 2 minutes. Play around with the setup a little bit. Like I said, you can have that here, you can have that here. Obviously, I could do this in a sleeper position as well, so I could lay down on my side. I could grab this and sort of just come this way. I like to use my foot here, but you could just use your hand down here. So you can do it there, here, all these different positions here. We've got a bit of a stretch going on. Done. Anyway, there's your shoulder internal rotation, ballistic isometric. Enjoy.